Hey everyone, welcome back. So now that you know what a monologue is and how it works and what you're trying to do as the actor in the monologue, the next thing is to actually practice doing it. And so that's what our next self-tape is going to be about. It's just going to be about practicing what it means to be an actor doing a monologue on a camera. And we're going to start off with something fun. So it's a lot of sad and awful things happening in our world today. And if you listen to any media or the news, there's always something coming out about this thing or that thing. And I didn't want to start our first video with something so heavy. I wanted to start off with something light and fun. And so nothing beats theater for fun. And when I think about that, I think about that mask. The theater mask is part silly and then part serious. And the meaning is like comedy and tragedy. And today, I wanted to have our first self-tape be all about comedy, humor. And I think it's very important to laugh. I think in times that are really tough and hard, I think it's really great to take a moment and just be happy and to smile. And I feel like we have an opportunity to do that for each other in the theater community, even if right now our theater community is digital. So I want to practice putting on self-tape a comedy monologue. So that's what we're going to be doing. Get ready. What makes a comedy monologue versus a dramatic monologue? Well, it's really about the delivery. I think no matter what you do, even if it's dramatic, I think there always needs to be a sense of comedy underneath. If you're doing the most dramatic, terrible thing where something really awful is happening, I think as the actor to remember both sides of the mask is very important. Likewise, when you're doing comedy, remember the other side of the mask. Remember, there's always should be an undertone of serious in the comedy. And I think it makes it so much more fun to play with as an actor. So today, I really want us to focus on what does it mean to be comedic in a monologue. So when I'm thinking about comedy in a monologue, what I'm really talking about is you. Because you are the one that's creating the funny. So it has to come from you. So I always think if you're doing theater, you really have to have a good sense of yourself and a good sense of things that make you smile and things that make you happy or sad or whatever the emotion may be. You personally, what gets you excited? What makes you laugh? What makes things funny to you? Because any character or whatever you're going to put in a show or in a play or any type of work that you present as an actor, a little bit of you is going to be in there. And that little bit of you that's in there is really what sets your work apart. Because anybody can read the words of a play or words of a script, but it's you reading them that makes them so special because it's you and there's only one of you. And so remember that as we're doing this work, there should be essences of who you are in the work that you do. And it starts by first just knowing who you are. And things, especially when you're doing comedy, I think you really have to be able to just allow yourself to go to silly places. And you'll be surprised where you'll go if you just have that level of freedom. I remember watching some really great actors do comedy, and they are the most free people that you get to see when they're on stage, being these characters and just really allowing themselves to just be so silly. But because of their freedom on the stage or even in a film, I feel like it gives everybody else who's watching, the audience, that freedom too in their own lives, just a little bit. So I always think if you're able to do some good in the world, why not do it with comedy in the theater? So what I've done, I've created a Google Classroom. a classroom that's in the digital world for everybody. And what it is, it's going to be a link to a comedy monologue. So if you want to participate in this week's self-tape, what I'm going to ask for you to do is you're going to go to the Google Classroom. You're going to send me an email, and I will invite you to the Google Classroom. Then you can get all the links for all the videos coming up. But one will be the comedic monologue. And I've just picked just 2 monologues. You can pick either one, and you're gonna put them on tape. How you're going to begin is that you're gonna first start with your slate. That's right, we did that last time. You're gonna start with your slate. So you're gonna say your name, you're gonna say your grade, you're gonna say your homeroom, and then you're gonna say the name of which monologue you picked, like either monologue 1 or monologue 2. And then right after that, you're gonna jump right into it. And you're gonna bring the monologue to life in some kind of way. Now for this one, I'm not gonna leave an exemplar for this one. I want to see what you come up with first before you kind of get influenced by anything that I would do with the words in the monologue. But remember, the monologues are supposed to have a sense of humor, and they're supposed to be a little bit funny. And the funny comes from you. If you can find something in the monologue that makes you laugh, try to put that in what you put on the self-tape. Remember, the self-tape is really your opportunity to show a little bit of your sense of humor in the work that you're doing. And so that's what I'm gonna be looking for. So what I'm gonna be looking for everybody is to just put these words with your slate on camera, on that neutral background that we talked about, and we're gonna go from there. So I'm very excited to start laughing with you in the next videos to come as we are looking at comedy and monologues, and we go from there. Sounds good? Yeah? Great. So when you're first getting started making your self-tape, the first thing you're gonna do is find a neutral place in wherever you are to start recording. So you're gonna look around your place and you're gonna find something that's like this, neutral background, so nothing that's kind of distracting from what you're gonna be presenting on the camera. So that's the first thing. And you also wanna make sure at that time your lighting is good, that you can really see yourself in the camera, so that you can get the best video possible. So that's the first thing. So make sure your background is A-okay. So remember, go to israelhillery@achievementfirst.org so you can be added to the Google Classroom, so you can find the link to connect you to the monologues. You get to pick one of the 2, and you're gonna pick them and put them in video.